It's Tom Stoukas coming to you from Sarnia, Ontario on October 2nd. Hope everybody's having a nice day. Hopefully, you weren't over in the States today. My friend, they had a huge backup on the American side. Usually, sometimes there is a backup on the Canadian side of trucks, but today it was on the American side because the border, the Canadian Borders Services computer system wasn't working, so they couldn't process the trucks, and it was just chaos in Michigan. And my friend was over in Michigan. I was going to go with him, and instead of, it was like a 6-7 hour wait, so he just drove to Detroit and went through the Windsor crossing because it was quicker. So yeah, crazy. And I guess the bridge by Lewiston, or I think by Niagara Falls there, is in bad shape too. So who knows? Something got hacked or something, or they're just glitching their system. It's weird. It's a weird thing. That was the big thing today, I guess, around here. And just the regular stuff, I guess. Nothing too crazy. I think that there's going to be a crackdown on the social media. I feel it. I've been getting, I got a warning today on Facebook for nothing. And said to behave. But I just feel like it's coming. Big time crackdown. Even on X. Sorry, I like X, but I have a feeling it's coming. So let's just go through the day. It's nothing too crazy today. Same shit, different day. Okay. Okay. Let's go on this. So, October 2nd. It's coming by quick. This year will be over in no time. Hold on a second. Okay. First thing of the day. Yeah. This is funny. No such thing as a Hindu Canadian. There are Indians living in Canada temporarily. Things like this will hasten your return to India. Fireworks were banned because you're rude, loud, obnoxious, and disturb real Canadians with your inconsiderate behavior. So he's talking about Codex. India is talking about more than 100 Hindu Canadians packed Mississauga City Hall to oppose the proposed fireworks ban and protect our right to celebrate Diwali with dignity. It rhymes. Huge thank you to everyone who showed up, spoke up, and stood strong with us. Okay. I said, screw that. We should have fireworks show when there are mass deportations to India. And also, even if they do a fireworks ban in Mississauga, they're still going to do the fireworks. And the cops aren't going to do anything. So, yeah. This is like, they want to do all their stuff that they do in India here, even though we say no. They, dump the shit all in the river, put like 150-foot statues up, and now put fireworks wherever. And they will. Okay. Next post. I'm surprised they're even doing the fireworks ban, but this is messed up too. Canada is currently trying to deport a Pakistani sex offender who, despite being convicted of abusing his underage niece in the UK, was welcomed here on a visitor visa. In 2023, we don't screen for this. Instead, we trust that registered incestuous rapists will be honest. So, yeah. The Pakistani, there's a lot of inbreeding going on and a lot of weird molestation and all that crazy stuff. like we shouldn't be really taking anybody from Pakistan. Like at least for sure not en masse, but we are. And I find that the Muslims from Pakistan are the most like crazy, like the low IQ Muslim, I guess. You know, that believes in stoning women and stuff. But we're letting them into Canada. I don't see how this adds to the Canadian culture, but you'd be racist if you say it. And here, this pissed me off. Jagmeet Singh popped up his head from the hole he was been hiding in. And just to show how, you know, why we all hate him and glad he's gone, he had to pop up and remind us. So basically, he's saying, let's read his tweet first. Let me get this straight. Billionaires hoard obscene wealth, dodge taxes, and slash wages and price gouge your family. But you're mad at the immigrant serving coffee at Tim Hortons. My friend, you got your anger pointed in the wrong direction. So he's basically saying, we should be blaming like the billionaires. Okay, fine, whatever. But he's basically saying these guys are victims. The Tim Hortons guy working at Tim Hortons. But it's not just, you know, a lot of these Indians use these temporary foreign worker programs. They're not billionaires. They're Indians coming here. They have businesses, and then they bring in a bunch of workers, temporary foreign workers. So he's basically trying to say leave the Indians alone to work, let them stay. It's the billionaires' fault. It's like, I don't know. He doesn't have any credibility on this, but he helped promote all this mass immigration too. So, well, it's confirmed. Jagmeet's still an idiot. Yes, he popped his head out of the hole, and he should just go back into the hole. And then we got another idiot who came out of his Thailand ladyboy hole. Oh, geez, that doesn't sound good at all. Thailand ladyboy hole. His Thailand ladyboy. He stuck his head out of his Thailand ladyboy hole to make this insightful comment. He blocked me, so I only see his stuff secondhand from other parties. Indians coming to Canada is not the problem. I think it's not the problem. It's Indians trying to turn Canada into India that's the issue. Well, truck driver pleb, if you have like millions and millions of Indians coming, they're going to turn it into India. So they are the problem. So this is just like this, these conservatives, especially the Zionist shills who want the mass immigration. They say as long as they adopt our values, they're not a problem. It's like, yeah, but when you get millions and millions of them, why would they adopt the values when they just keep their values and bring over all their 25 cousins? So yeah, truck driver pleb. He's a retard. He should have. So Indians coming to Canada is a problem, period. Import the third world, become the third world. It's that simple. So yeah, he's a retard. Stay in Thailand, truck driver pleb. Thailand. Where you run out of money or something? And stuff like that. It's like what the Conservative Party. If you notice, Pierre, it was all like, again, like saying negative statements about immigration. And now he's done with that. He's gone on to the next thing, which is bail, not jail. So, yeah, that's what these conservatives, they're not serious about fixing Canada. Okay. This is good. This could be come to Canada for the same reason. As in the UK, you need a digital ID to combat. They're saying you need a digital ID to combat illegal immigration, but you let the illegal immigrants in on purpose, and now you're using it as a justification for digital ID. It's the best way to control people. bring in a bunch of people that the people that live there don't want there, and then let them duke it out, and then start instituting tighter and tighter restrictions and control. And that could happen here in Canada. Because, they're saying, like, we don't even have track of all the millions of people in Canada. So they're going to say, oh, let's get a digital ID. Yeah. This is what I got today. I don't know. I posted something about Wilfrid Laurier, and they're saying, oh, he didn't say that. He was basically an anti-immigrant quote. So whatever. I think he said it in French, and they're saying, oh, no, Teddy Roosevelt said it. Whatever. Pretty sure he would have said it anyway, but I got this notice right away. It says, be careful. Going against the rules too many times can cause restrictions on your account. And then they said, profile has some issues. And it was like, yeah, you guys know, you know me well. I do have issues. Lots of issues. Ugh. Okay. I lost my spot. Okay, next. So yeah, I think there's going to be a social media crackdown. If you see that, be careful. Next, some Sarnia politics. Councillor Dennis reprimanded for comments made last fall. Oh. I don't know why is this a new one? All right. This is a good post here. So we're talking Dominion Society of Canada. Population growth isn't a bad thing. Population growth through mass immigration is a bad thing. We need to grow our population by having more Canadian babies. Yes, we should be, because all the Western countries are having big population crashes. Hence the need for immigration. But this Marty Kane says make housing more available and therefore more affordable, keep a strong economy with good jobs. Reform child custody and family divorce settlements. Yes, family laws. Family courts are the biggest commie institution in Canada. That's one of the reasons the country's destroyed is because family courts, commie courts, I call them. Don't promote feminist nonsense or LGBTQ policies that discourage the nuclear family. Problem solved. Yes. So I think you have, on one hand, you have immigration, mass migration, destroying Canada. And on the other hand, you have all these commie Marxist policies from all the government institutions, schools, like poisoning the minds of women, kids, turning the women into shitty mothers, kids into gay retards. And so you're basically attacking the population and then replacing them. So yeah, and that's why I think we do definitely need to focus on remigration, but we also have to focus on the people here, the culture here. Canada, it's turned into a Marxist shithole. It's in every institution. Stopping mass migration from the third world is crucial, but the big changes are also needed within Canadian society to get rid of all this commie BS. It's like, yeah, do you know how many girls are encouraged to have abortions because, they don't want the responsibility of babies? And no wonder we have a declining birth rate. It's not rocket science. And then here's Pierre. He's getting attacked on this ostrich thing because he doesn't want to comment on it, which is weird. But anyway, me personally, I think we have bigger problems than a bunch of ostriches. But it's funny because the ostriches, people are starting to realize Pierre's just uniparty. Him and the Liberals, they're no different. I knew this years ago. It didn't take me long. Like COVID really opened my eyes. But if people need ostriches to convince them to finally show them the uniparty, I guess. He's getting pilloried, though. It's hilarious. Because he didn't even want to answer this question. Let's see what he says.
Notice what they build in hot
on the ostriches in British Columbia and the culling order that they are facing.
He's like, shit.
Really incredible that the Liberals have caused so much. Because of Liberal incompetence, we're in this mess. And when you have an incompetent government, you have messes like the inflation crisis, like the crime crisis, like the border crisis, like the investment crisis, like the fastest shrinking economy in the entire G7. When you have an incompetent government, you get lots of these messes.
Okay, so he basically didn't even talk about the ostriches. And like I said, I think it's funny that you didn't realize Pierre was uniparty during COVID. You didn't realize he's uniparty during mass migration from the third world. You didn't realize he's uniparty with the Ukraine war. But now you realize he's uniparty because of the ostriches. It's crazy, but, whatever. It works. Whatever works. So Pierre can't stand up for ostriches. He didn't stand up for the unvax until it was popular. He wanted more vaccines quicker. He didn't stand with the Freedom Convoy until it was popular. He wanted the border closed faster. He's just another POS politician. Yes, I've been saying that for years. Same with Doug Ford. I guess it took ostriches to get a lot of people pissed off at him. It wasn't the millions of Indians coming in. It wasn't the COVID bullshit. It was this. So that's funny. And here he is on this Can't Be Censored, this new podcast from this ex-CBC guy. I don't care if he got fired from CBC. He still looks like one of those hack journalists. Anyway, this clip is very interesting because he's basically saying all those millions of students and temporary workers from India are poor victims, and they were swindled by our government to come here. And you know what that means. He wants them to stay, maybe. And that's totally not that's a total bullshit narrative. Yeah, our leaders are traitors. They're filling it up with third world voters. But also the Indians are coming here to milk and scam whatever they can from Canada and never go back to India. Like, they're not coming here to learn and as students and then go back. They're coming here with they know exactly what they're doing. So, but Pierre is making them sound like these innocent victims. Listen to this.
The system that brought my wife and her family. Not fair to them either. It's not fair to them, and they were lied to. They were lied that Mark Miller and
he's talking
Sean
about all these Indians, millions of Indians that come. They were lied to.
And Justin Trudeau, they lied to these people. They basically said, come in, you'll pretend you're studying, but we'll really allow an employer to exploit you for 50 hours a week, and then then you'll become a citizen. And a lot of people made these sacrifices, and they got here and found out it was all a lie. Their families had mortgaged their farms back in their home country, lost all their money, and all for a Liberal lie. And then the Liberals have the audacity to call Canadians racist. Well, I actually think what they did to those students and to the temporary foreign workers that are being exploited today, that is racist.
So all these temporary foreign workers and all these students that come here are totally innocent. They wanted to come here and then go back to India. Because, temporary means temporary. Student visa means temporary. But no, the minute they step foot in Canada, their whole goal was to stay here. So they're not innocent, Pierre.
By creating an underclass of low-wage, impoverished workers whose rights are systematically violated, that to me is racial injustice, for which
a lot of these guys are brought in by Indian employers and they're taken advantage of by Indian employers. Look, this guy's a joke.
The Liberals, their only thing that they should be doing right now is offering a tearful apology for how they demolished what was the single greatest immigration system in the world. The system that brought my wife and her family as refugees, the system that was admired around the world before this Liberal government, and the system that we will restore when I'm Prime Minister.
Yeah, we'll see. Half his caucus is from India. I don't know what he's talking about. So, the Indians are scammers. They're not victims, okay? They're coming here because they hate their country. And Pierre's making it look like there's these doe-eyed victims. Whatever, man. I don't think he's going to be long, because the conservative, the one like the Doug Ford conservatives already don't like him. Now the Ostrich conservatives don't like him. So he's running out of support, I think, and good for him. When you're weak and you just make your decisions based on, who won't be offended, then you deserve what you get. Next. This one's a good one. Peepin' Tom. I hate that name, but whatever. Suspect accused of watching victims in stalls inside women's washroom at downtown office building. Jeez. He looks like he's from India. So he just walked into this office building in the downtown Toronto, which is weird. Usually they have a guard at the front, but they have like couriers all the time going in and out, so they probably thought he was a courier. And then he goes in the women's washroom and he starts looking at chicks while they're on the toilet. And someone hustled him out of there, said get the hell out of here, and then the cops, by the time he came, he was gone. So yeah. Isn't that what we do that in India? Is that not allowed here? All right. A lot of these cases now. Poor girl. And I feel bad for the women of Canada, because now they can't even go to the toilet without having to look up and say, hey, is there somebody up there? I feel bad that a woman can't go on a bus or go on her own after dark or even during the daylight. I feel bad for the women more than myself. Women and girls. All right. They told us the world is overpopulated and to stop having children to save the planet. That's all I heard when I was growing up. Oh, don't have kids. Then they imported millions from the third world to replace us. Can it begin to explain how evil these people are? Yes, very evil. Abort your baby. Don't have babies. And let's bring 10 million Indians. And they have babies. Those Indians have like more babies than us, and they're coming every day, every year, every day. Here's Chrystia Freeland. I can't stand her. Oh my God. She did an op-ed in the Financial Times saying, "We need Ukraine as much as it needs us." Read my piece in the FT below. FT's got a paywall, so I don't read FT. It's garbage anyway. I'm not going to read it. I know what she's going to say. How they're fighting Russia so we don't have to. She should stay in Ukraine. Go there. Stay there. Yeah, I don't want to fight Russia. I like Russia. I like the Russian people. So yeah, I'm not. She's a traitor. Here we have Ontario's Transport Minister, Prag Sarkaria, is in charge of Ontario's Ministry of Transportation, like putting an arsonist in charge of fire prevention. Yeah, we were saying yesterday how all the transport trucks crash, and not just here in BC, but here, quite a bit here. So yeah, this guy should be resigning. But Doug Ford, he's got to get the ethnic vote, right? Next, this is Michigan, by Port Huron today. I believe, yes. And usually, sometimes in Sarnia, the Sarnia, Ontario, going over to Michigan, we get backed up. And I think it's just the Americans fucking with us. But it's usually going into Canada, it's never backed up. But this is a huge lineup, and it's just I guess the state troopers were there directing traffic. It was a mess. Because the Canadian Border Service's computer is all messed up. I wonder if it was a hack. Because look how screwed up the border is. So Imagine if it was an attack on the infrastructure. And it happened at other bridges too. Okay, here's Andrew Cuomo. I know our politicians in Canada are total traitors, but seeing U.S. politicians grovel to their Jewish masters is next level crazy. So basically, he's apologized. He's running for mayor in New York, so he needs a Jewish vote. And he's basically apologizing for closing synagogues or something during COVID. It's like, I'm still Pierre should be apologizing too, because he's Mr. Freedom, but he supported all that stuff before he didn't. They should all apologize, but and Cuomo should too, because he was a COVID commie, but he's only apologizing to the Jewish community.
My intentions don't change.
Listen to this.
My friends, as we approach Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year, we are reminded this is a time of reflection, of forgiveness, and of recommitting ourselves to do even better. That is true for all of us, and it's true for our leaders as well. During COVID, as governor, I made decisions with the best of intentions to protect health and save lives. However, I recognize that some of those decisions caused pain in the Jewish community because we did not always fully consider the sensitivities and traditions that are so deeply important. We could have done better, and for that, I am truly sorry. My intentions don't...
He didn't apologize to the the thousands of old people that died because of him from COVID. He didn't apologize to them or their families.
The impact, and I sincerely ask for your understanding. On this holy day of atonement, I am committed to learning from these lessons. Today, Jewish New Yorkers face another challenge, the rise of anti-Semitism. It is real, it is dangerous, and it must be confronted. An attack on the Jewish community is an attack on every New Yorker because we are one family, the family of New York. I stand with you 100%, always, not just in words, but in action. And I assure you this city will be safe, inclusive, and respectful for all.
Okay. You get the picture. Yeah, it's just like, okay. I thought that was weird. Like, he's running for mayor, so I'll apologize for COVID, for all my fuck-ups during COVID, but just to the Jews. It's weird. It's pandering so bad, man. Okay. I like this. Nick Kouvalis, who helped Doug Ford get elected, unfortunately, but he's pretty funny. Says you allowed Trudeau to stay in office. He's talking about Jagmeet Singh. You allowed Trudeau to stay in office for much longer than you ever should have. You could qualify for your pension. You didn't give two fucks about anyone or anything other than your pension. Your selfishness and greed, ironically, has also destroyed the NDP. You're dumb as a fucking rock. Had no business attaining the NDP leader's job, and fucked up the one thing after Daddy let you leave the nest. Stopped acting like you give any fucks about average people with your BMWs, Rolexes, and expensive man purses. Other than you get back into the spotlight, seek life elsewhere, loser. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. About Jagmeet. Jagmeet unites us in hating him. So there's some more chaos at the bridge. That's crazy. That's the Peace Bridge, not the Bluewater Bridge. So it's chaos at the border today. Okay, what's this? In Toronto, Oakville, a cinema that was damaged in an arson attack last week has now been struck by gunfire, Halton police say. The cinema has pulled screenings of two South Asian films believed to be the reason for the incidents. See? This is crazy. Like, the Indian film industry even has gangsters. Yeah, let's bring more Indians here. This is a funny email. A leaked email shows Larry Ellison, the guy who bought TikTok, and he's very pro-Israel, gives money to the IDF. And what's he own? Oracle, and now he bought CBS, TikTok, and I guess he was in charge of approving Marco Rubio for it looks like a presidential run, like as a presidential candidate. So U.S. politicians have to get approved by these Zionists before they can run for office. So it's how's the conversation with Marco Rubio? Did he pass your scrutiny? Did you have a chance to talk about Israel? So this is from a guy, a Jewish guy, I guess. Hi, Ron. Great meeting with Marco Rubio. I set him up to meet with Tony Blair. Marco will be a great friend for Israel. So basically, he approved. And I thought that was interesting because in Canada, the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab brags about penetrating Canada's cabinet and government. So basically the same as what Larry Ellison is doing. So ultra-Zionist Larry Ellison penetrates Marco Rubio and who knows how many others in the U.S. government. So big changes are needed for both countries. Yeah. We're getting influenced. Both countries, the voters of both countries, their wishes are ignored. And the people penetrating the cabinets of both countries their wishes are the ones that are being listened to. So yeah, that's got to change. And I think that's it for today. But I just have a feeling there'll be a big crackdown coming. People that stray out of the approved narratives will be banned or nuked. Whatever. If it happens, I'll just go out to the garden. I don't care. So, we'll see. I'm trying to think of anything else. We'll have lots of stuff to look forward to. Budgets coming up. See how broke Canada is. See how many factories are going to close. See if there's going to be a war with Iran. Looks like they're gearing up for that now again. So, we'll see what happens. Until then, next broadcast is, I don't even know what day it is today. Friday. Okay, so 3rd, 4th. Friday, Monday, October 6th, I guess. So until then, have a nice weekend, and we'll see you then.